From Tsunami Studios, Transmission TV presents Friday Night Live, hosted by Kozak deMars.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to Transmission TV, home of independent music. My name is Kozak deMars, and I am your host. For now, we're going to see how this show goes. If I mess it all up, I won't be your host. You'll know in a couple of hours. And I'd like to welcome you all to the premiere and thank you all for celebrating this important event with us. We're going to make sure we make it a special one for you. So prepare for an evening with exceptional musical performances, which were filmed here over the past couple of weeks. We've got live conversations with some fabulous artists, and we've also scraped together a load of content just to fill in that 2-hour gap. So we really hope you enjoy it. We are live in the renovated and absolutely elegant Tsunami Studios, guys. The awesome Sean and Adam built this studio with blood, sweat, and I'm sure a couple of tears. But it's absolutely amazing to be here this evening with such an amazing tech crew. We've got Sean, who's responsible for the audio mixing of all the pre-records that you'll see this evening. Adam, who's put in some great work into the graphic design that you've seen at the start there, and our logo, and he's also done the post-edits of the videos, which you'll see over the next couple of days coming up on YouTube. We've also got the amazing Keito, which you guys I'm sure are familiar with at this stage. There isn't a event that I do anymore without this man up here, right? He's doing some great work. He's responsible for all of the technical stuff, and he's the technical producer of the show, which is a big responsibility, and he does it very well. He's very passionate, and he puts a lot of hard work into it. So he's done a lot of the live videos, the videos that you'll see. He's done the mix for that, and yeah, he's been doing a great job. He's keeping the ship afloat. So if you see any issues visually or hear any issues audibly, you know who to blame. All right, that's his fault. No pressure, Keith. All right. So yeah. We're also going to be doing a competition as well. We've got our Patreon up. So we're going to be giving away 1 month's exclusive content to a lucky winner this evening, guys. And this is actually great content. It's behind the scenes footage. It's all the banter and the crack that's going on behind the scenes. So you're going to get all that spicy stuff that happens behind the camera. Each artist as well has been asked to do a secret song, which only you will have access to as well. So there'll be one winner tonight, and that'll be announced after our second performance, and we're also going to ask the question after our first guest, so stay tuned for that, guys. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing that segment. We've also got some other content spread throughout the show as well, and yeah, some skits and stuff like that. So our two guests this evening are brother and sister Ash and Paul Jarvis. We're also joined by Nathan Mack, who is our first guest, both of whom I have had the pleasure with working with over the past year. So once again, this show is scheduled every 2 weeks, 7 p.m., between 7 and 9 p.m., entirely live. So we've only got one goal with this show, guys, and it's to replace the Late Late Show. Okay, so help us out by subscribing, by liking the video, sharing it with all your friends. And yeah, a lot of hard work has been put into this. Some great guys, great team here, bringing it all together. So slap yourselves down on the couch, slap us up on the TV in HD, grab yourself some cheese, and get ready for a cracking night. See what I did there? All right, let me introduce the first guest this evening. Here's my massive desk, guys. Look at the size of this thing. Absolutely ridiculously massive. But however, you know what they say about big desks, huh? Our first guest, guys, is Nathan Mack, singer, songwriter, and student of BIM College. Ran away from the circus to find himself through musical expression. He's an excellent lyricist and with a unique flair in his musical style. So he worked together with his producer over the past year and released a string of singles, and his goal is to release an album this year, and he's been releasing music every 2 months, which is absolutely awesome. I personally really enjoy his style, and it's been a pleasure having him here earlier on to record his pre-records for this. The performance will be after the interview, by the way. So you are in for a treat. So he performed in many notable venues. He also ran his own open mic in the Clockwork Door, I believe it was called. And he also performed his own show in the Smock Alley, which was a fantastic show, which I missed and I regret missing. And he always reminds me about it. And fair fair to him that he keeps reminding me about it. And it was called The Boy Who Learned to Fly, combined with a love of music and circus, which sounds fantastic. I love that mix. So fair play to Nathan Mack coming onto the show this evening. Please welcome Nathan Mack, guys. There he is. Wow, this is surreal. This is absolutely nuts. I can't believe we're doing this.
You've got a desk and a talk show.
Oh God.
You need a sassy musician to play interludes.
I need a band or something, but obviously, you know, we're so restricted with how much space we can deal with, right? But it's great. We've got enough space between us, so we don't have anyone knocking on our door here, and everything is of course sanitized. How are you keeping, man? Good to see you again.
I'm keeping. That's what I am.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
I'm about keeping. You know, it's tough. Lockdown is mad.
Yeah.
And like I realized, because I played a gig recently, a live stream gig, and there were other musicians in the building.
Yeah.
I was talking to other people, other musicians, and I realized I get so much confidence and energy and drive and like just so much, what's the word? I get a sense of my ikigai, you know, and I get it from other people.
Yeah, yeah. They bring it out in you, yeah?
I think I'm either competitive or extremely narcissistic, and that's my motivation.
That's great. You can admit that.
I don't know. Like, so I'm a bit of a contrarian, as my little sister says. I like to just disagree with things for the sake of disagreeing with things. I like to go against the mainstream.
Brilliant.
I don't know.
Brilliant.
Like, it's not something I'm proud of, but I think it's just something that I am.
Well, do you know what you should be proud of? The fact that you can speak really about yourself and you can identify yourself. Do you know what I mean? You're not really pretending. You are just owning who you are. And I resonate with that, you know, as well. Nobody's perfect, and we all have our own ways around us, isn't it?
Well,
that's
I'm
the beauty of
perfect.
it. Well, here we go. There's the example straight after the words, isn't it? And but I mean, I suppose in this industry, you do have to sort of really have this strong belief in yourself, isn't it? Like it's you in charge. And how do you find navigating all that?
That is much easier when you've got people to bounce off, I've realized.
Yeah.
But it's something that I think I need to do. I need to trick myself into believing I'm part of this big grand narrative where I'm going to change the world. And that gives me so much energy. And I realize that I've been doing it through my whole teenage life. I'm obsessed with documentaries, and especially documentaries about like great people, like Muhammad Ali or like Bruce Lee. I just devour documentaries about these people.
Yeah,
and it just makes me go, I'm not super famous and successful. I haven't changed the world yet. I'm 28. I'm too old, and it makes me just start working.
Do you find more inspiration from those kind of people that are not musicians than musicians? Do you reckon?
That is so interesting. I don't know. Yes. Definitely.
At the moment, anyway.
Yeah, like I'm low key. Like I've got a big political side to me that I don't show anybody, at least anymore.
Have you shown me that side?
Maybe in glimmer.
Like
no,
hints?
Not really.
Maybe on deMars Live we had a little bit, because we usually have a longer chat.
Oh
there,
my
don't
God,
we?
probably.
Yeah.
Now that I realize it, I probably would have. I
Those
think
are more
it's
looser
changed a
chats.
lot, but it'll creep out of me sometimes. And
what do you mean changed? Like as in you don't say it as, or the idea changed in your head, like as in?
My sort of political alignment has kind of changed.
Okay.
I used to think I was this like crazy hard communist, leftist, socialist guy. Didn't know what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I'd never like done any sort of research into what that genuinely meant or into the history of what that actually meant.
Yeah.
And I think as I feel like I've been growing up this past year, I sort of took a look at that part of myself and went, you're being a bit silly. And so I just sort of stepped back from that. And now I definitely consider myself right smack bang in the middle.
Yeah.
Borderline, naive, I don't know syndrome.
It's great to admit that. And do you like reading? Like, do you like reading up on all these research things? Like, as in these political things, and then obviously it ties in with societal, you know, sort of behavior and stuff. Because politics is a lot of societal psychology and stuff like that. And or do you just read it out of just, you know, by the by, or do you go out and research?
I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. I think I'm more of an arguer, a debater.
You like doing the debates, yeah.
Yeah, I like fighting with people. I disagree. Like I've been talking about this for a while. I love disagreeing with people. I live at home with a very intellectually charged man, my sister's boyfriend, and he's so clever and he's so challenging that we wrestle, and it can be tough. Like I have snapped at him once or twice, and he'll do the same.
And do you feel like you need to read up on things to kind of keep up with him? Do you feel that pressure?
Definitely.
Right, okay.
And this is the really interesting thing, because I can't read up on all of my opinions, I have to back down and say, maybe I don't know enough to have an opinion.
So that's where you rest in the middle then?
Yeah.
That's where you fall back into place, but
yeah.
you'll pop out of the place perhaps for these discussion purposes just to disagree or however, to challenge somebody.
Yeah, and I guess, I mean, like I have core values. Everybody does, whether we know it or not. Like we're born and raised in a society with values, and so we inherit them. So if you don't think you have values, you do. You just haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
And so I will argue the points of my values to a point. And then there's parts where I get to ignorance. I'm like, I can't actually say anything's true or false. I'd have to say this is what I think.
Yeah. Like stuff like ethical stuff, you know, that's kind of
I mean, like individual sovereignty, being able to like have the right to vote.
Yeah.
Like this is a big one in our, like we have this discussion for ages, and we still haven't discovered anything. But it's like a selective referendum. So let's say there was a referendum on lactose intolerant people aren't allowed to go to the shops. Let's say this weird hypothetical.
Yeah.
The idea would be that the referendum would only be people who are lactose intolerant are allowed to vote.
Right.
You know, it's like a selective group of people. Yeah. And initially I'm skeptical. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't like the idea of referendums full stop.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And even if something doesn't pass, usually you'll see it back again if it's something that's meant to ultimately pass.
Like we saw that with the
Lisbon Treaty was one of them.
Yeah, but also I mean the abortion referendum.
Right.
And I won. Did we have a gay marriage referendum before and it got voted down?
It's just weird the fact that there's referendums for these things. You know?
It's in. So we've been chatting about this, and I was saying there is something nice about the fact that the people got to choose. Whereas most parts of the world, people are just like, it's so obvious. The government's just like, no, it's fine.
Yeah,
and nobody needed to have the argument.
It didn't have to be a big deal.
Yeah, we had to make it a big deal.
Yeah, I suppose because of the Catholic upbringing and stuff as well, right? There needed to be this kind of stamp in sort of the timeline to say, oh, this is, and there's positives and possibly some negatives to that kind of stuff.
Irish
I wonder.
People were slow to change. I mean, Irish people were like 20 years behind the rest.
Take
of
a while,
Europe,
doesn't it? How do you find that, like, as a musician, as an artist? Like, do you feel you stand out more, or do you feel like it's a benefit, perhaps, the fact that you have, like, perhaps an awareness? From my perspective, I think you do. That you can stay ahead of the game or something, like, as in the big fish, small pond sort of scenario.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Big fish, small pond. Honestly, I'm a small fish in a small pond at the moment. I can get these ideas where I'm like, oh no, I'm doing this big thing, I'm doing this big. But when I look back, it's like it's 4 songs released. It's a show in the Smock Alley Theatre, and then it's other little things, and it's. Considering the likes, some of the hard workers that are actually out there and getting the noticed for it, like they're working so hard and they're deserving it. They have been doing a lot more than me, and they've been doing it for a lot longer.
Well, I'd say, geez, you don't sound narcissistic at all there, Nathan. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, no, I'm narcissistic in the sense that
here?
I think I'm great.
Yeah.
I just know that I've got more to give.
Is there a fake it till you make it sort of thing? Do you like that sort of idea? We mentioned it today with the tech team.
I kind of love that idea.
Yeah.
I kind of love that idea, and I think there's a bit of science behind it, I guess, or pseudoscience if I connect it to, like, you know, that whole thing where if you hold a pencil in your mouth and do a test, you're happier.
That's the first time I hear that. That's
so the physiological act of this.
Yeah.
The muscle stimulates something in your brain that gives you serotonin. I don't know what the science is behind it.
You'll have 2 pencils. You'll have one in your mouth and one in your right. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Interesting.
And so by making a smile, even a fake one, you're kind of tricking your brain into feeling a bit happier.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's an odd one, right?
Also the fact that, like, our brain is like a computer, right? So whatever you kind of put in it, what kind of thoughts you produce, sort of reflects, I suppose, your out thing. What do you think of that? That's what I thought you were going to speak about with pseudo.
So, right, this is something I love as well. So the metaphor of the brain as a computer. I love this, because the brain used to be a machine, you know, and the brain before that would have been something else, maybe a book, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I love how we compare our sort of the thing that we don't know anything, that we know almost the least about, our brain, to the most technologically advanced thing we have at the moment, which is the computer, or would have been a machine.
Yeah.
I see how useful that metaphor is, but I don't like it. I don't like the idea of thinking of it as a machine.
It can be limiting, I suppose, in that way.
Well, yeah, I mean, limits aren't so bad, but I think for me, what I don't like about it is it's not very poetic. And
what would you compare it to? Tell us as a lyricist. Tell us what would you refer the brain to? That'd be interesting to see. Don't mean to put you on the spot now.
No, I would say the brain is like a hive, or the brain is like a city. You know. Because you've got these pathways and these roads, and you've got these sectors, and
there's neural networks and stuff like that, right? So I get it. The neural network highway, I think that was used or something, right?
And actually, this is another thing that my housemate taught me, which is that, you know, when we're young, we have these sort of paths. It's like a dirt road, And you can kind of deviate, you can bend it, it's flexible. But as we get older, we start to pave over it.
Right,
It's a beautiful metaphor.
We solidify
we become
ideas.
hardwired into these sort of behaviors and skills. And why then, as we get older, we learn less.
Yeah.
But we're capable of more.
Absolutely.
You know, because that's the thing, with more limits comes more more action, I guess. And with more potential comes more possibility.
Amazing. Well, I suppose we should probably talk a little bit about music.
Music, yeah.
But I think we're almost ready to actually play one of your tunes. I don't know, I can't hear my producer. I don't know if he's there. Keto, I can't hear you there at all. Do you want to throw us your voice in there, see if I can hear you in my ear? And oh, there we go, you're loud and clear. And I just want to make sure that everybody on the stream can hear us loud and clear, can hear Nathan and can hear myself. Keto, what do you think? Should we move on to our first, or should I might ask Nathan actually one more question actually. And I'd love to know a little bit about sort of the circus transition into music before we play your first song, right? Yeah. And sort of, I guess, tell us a little bit about that actually, just how you moved on from that, because both are very creative, obviously, aspect, and then you eventually sort of link them in as well in the Smock Alley performance. Yeah. But tell us a little bit about that transition. It's really interesting.
So I injured myself at the age of about 18. I was part of a really beautiful musical called Anti-Capitalism, the Musical. So there we go, back into my political roots.
There you go.
I was converted early on, but no. So I had an injury around that time, and it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. And eventually, I couldn't perform anymore. I couldn't train properly, and I had to come to terms with the fact that I could probably pursue circus, but not as a professional career in the way that I wanted to do it. So I deviated. I got into writing, actually. I actually started as a playwright, because I was doing a drama course.
What age would you have been then?
What, about maybe 20?
Okay.
20, 21. And I started writing plays and poetry. I started writing a little novel, a book. I started writing anything I could get my hands on. And then my friend at the time, Sean, or Waffles as we called him, he convinced me to join BIM. And we started writing together. We started performing in our town. And I don't know what it was that made me lean more into the music side of things instead of the writing or the acting. But I did meet a very influential woman called Trisha O'Keefe. And this woman has an amazing history in the music industry. She started working in it when she was 12. She worked at like a teen magazine, and then she ended up managing the teen magazine. Just loads of stuff. She ran her own studio. Fantastic woman. And so she had an awful lot of weight with her opinion. She was like, Nathan, like Elton John, I see him in you. And I remember what he was like because he was a little... Can I swear on this? Are you allowed to swear?
I think we can, yeah. I think it'd be weird if we couldn't.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you can swear. Let me start. You can fucking swear.
Fucking A.
Let's
nice.
kick it off with that.
No, but she called him like a little fucker and all this kind of stuff. And so when she told me that, I could do it. She said, Nathan, if you tried really hard for about 3-4 years, you could have a career in pop music.
Wow,
you know,
cool.
And she was very serious.
Was she a teacher in BIM?
No.
Okay, she was somebody else outside of BIM.
I only met her after I left BIM.
Oh, okay, okay. Did you do the full thing, the whole BIM thing? No. It's long. It's 4 years. It's quite long.
Know, but I kind of ran out of money, and I think I have a problem with authority.
No, I hear you on that one.
I'm
not the same.
I don't know if I do, and I feel like I don't. But I've been told so many times. When I look back on history, I think, yeah, maybe I do. And I was such a little fucker. I was not a good student. I really wasn't. And if Ollie Cole's watching, I'm sorry. I was mean to you. I mean, you were mean to me, but you know.
Don't be sorry.
I was in the wrong.
Don't be sorry. What's done is done. But you know what? Let's sorry, because we met in BIM. We actually met in BIM. That's where we met through Nicholas.
You were doing drums, right?
Yeah, I was doing drum. I did the diploma, and you were doing
excellent drummer, by the way.
Well, used to be. We'll see. I haven't actually drummed in about 6 months. I don't even know if I'm actually any use.
I trust
it's
you.
been a long time. Do you trust me, jeez? You say that now. Okay, guys, let's launch up Nathan Mack's song before, because I know me and Nathan could probably chat for years, knowing us two. And it's going to be Carolina, our first song. So, guys, enjoy it back home, and yeah, we're going to watch it. And we'll be back in after the song, obviously, and we're going to have a little bit of Q&A. If you guys want to ask any questions for Nathan, we'll try our best to get them to him. So get your questions in and throw your comments in as well. Let us know how you're liking the show so far. Chat to you in a few.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Transmission TV. I am Nathan Mack. I'm a cinematic pop artist from Dublin, and I am on the cusp of what I can technically do. It's my first time ever using a backing track, so we're going to see some magical stuff, hopefully, some improvisational stuff. We shall kick straight on in, shall we? We get started with the first track. So this song is called Carolina. Draw a new life into me. Until tonight I've never needed a second chance. I've forgotten who I wanna be. So could you take me and paint me into your visions of romance? Carolina, use your pencil to trace my lips now. Carolina, with your hands make me intimate again. Is not worth dying a second time. Can I ask, cause I don't understand. That's something about you that makes me wanna try again. Carolina, use your pencil to trace my lips now. Carolina, with your hands make me intimate again. Sketch my skin, shade me in, yeah. Capture what I have left to give. Let's begin to color me in, and I'll write you this song just to prove that you're on my mind. Yeah, yeah. I wanna prove that you're on my mind. So, Carolina. My gosh. That was so great.
My gosh, indeed. What did you think of that, Nathan? Did you like that?
I love the look of it. I was terrified to watch it because what was it? It's the first time I've ever performed with a backing track.
Yeah.
So I was like, is this gonna go well? Am I gonna
Yeah, it's interesting because like this is the first time you're watching it as well, right? So we have it obviously on a little screen here for you. And so we hope you guys at home enjoyed that. And I was checking out the comments there. It's great to see us. Yes, I'm wearing a Nashville t-shirt. That's good to see you, Lindsay, in the comments section. Spotting that. What an eye for detail. Fair play to you. But yeah, I'm here with the wonderful Nathan Mack, and that was Carolina. We've got 2 more songs as well we're going to play after our little bit of chat with Nathan. We finished up a little bit on sort of his early days of transitioning from being in the circus or... I don't know, were you in the circus? You practiced to be in the circus, right?
I'm very tactical with this. I say I was a circus performer, or I was in the circus world. I have never once performed in a circus tent.
Is there like many circuses in Ireland? You see them traveling, but they seem to come from different countries.
So of Irish circuses, you've got the main one, which is Fawcett's, and then you've got Duffy's as well. These are like the traditional old circuses. They used to have animals. They go back like a long time. They're real tradition.
They don't have animals anymore, right?
No. I think most circuses around the world now have kind of gotten rid of them, at least in Europe anyways. But then you'll have people like Circus Jerbola and circus, like the Moscow State Circus comes here every once in a while. But they're of course coming from abroad and they do their tours.
And what about Cirque du Soleil? That's kind of a more modern twist, is it? Do you like that kind of stuff?
I wanted to be in Cirque du Soleil,
right.
And then I realized I'd have to move to Canada and I'd have to get a job and pay rent, and I was 16 years old and I just wasn't arsed. Okay, so but we actually have tickets to go see OVO.
I don't know what that is.
It's one of their shows that they were going to bring here in 2019 or 2020, sorry. and of course COVID.
Right.
And
right.
so, and then they went bankrupt.
Oh,
And then
my
we're
God,
like,
no
what's
way.
going to happen? So they bankrupt doesn't mean they're gone. They're still here. They're
Yeah.
still doing things.
They didn't liquidate or anything,
No.
like, yeah.
And
yeah.
they're going to come back. So we still have our ticket. We just don't know when we're going to get
What was your best circus trick? Like, what was something that you loved doing or even aspired to do? Maybe you didn't get to it before your injury.
Best circus trick is a good one. So I used to do hand-to-hand balancing with a fantastic acrobat called Henrik. And this guy, like, he was so talented, I didn't have to be that good. He was just able to be good enough for both of us. So I was able to do a handstand on his hands, full extension. It was terrifying, but I loved it. He also used to teach me to do backflips.
And you can't do any of that stuff now, is it?
I can still kind of backflip. I wouldn't.
Okay. Do you want to do a backflip
I wouldn't
here
live
in the
on
studio?
the show.
What do you want to do?
I'd probably cream myself on the
Do you
floor.
want to balance a chair on your head or something?
That I could do. That's easy.
Do you want to do it? Will we do
Yeah,
it?
give me a chair.
All right, do we have enough space actually, do we?
Is there enough space for the camera to see us?
Yeah, we'll have to try it out.
I'll do
Well,
that.
I'm totally unprepared for this. I totally didn't prepare to get a chair to balance. And we've a lot of technology close by, but look at what we do for entertainment here for you guys. Nathan's going to balance a chair. Should we get some music? Is there any circus music going or anything? We didn't really prepare for this one.
Are you ready?
Let's do it. Woo! That is awesome. Now, can you sing a song while you have a chair on your chin?
I can try. No. You know what I did do?
Jeez, I don't think I'm even going to try, guys.
Do you know what I did do? I did pull out my old unicycle from the shed, and I think I stuck it up on my Instagram. I was playing guitar and unicycling around my street.
Wow.
It was fun.
Guys, give it up for Nathan Mack for balancing a chair on his bleeding chin there.
No,
Wow.
it's honestly, it looks more impressive than it is. That was one of my first impressive tricks when I was a kid. I think my first circus convention in Tralee was, I would have been 15, so it would have been 2007. And I balanced a unicycle on my chin and I walked across the stage. There's a show that we have in the circus conventions called The Renegade, where it's kind of like the after party for all the circus performers, where we get absolutely hammered drunk and just perform for each other. And
Sounds fun.
there's sort of traditions and things. You always get a shot after you do a trick, and there's an old tradition that isn't really upheld anymore, which is if it's your first renegade, you have to perform it. Doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter what you do. Like, I've seen people put condoms up their noses. I've seen people just go up and just go like, and people give them an applause, and people give them their shot, and it's the tradition.
That's great.
So my one was balancing a unicycle on my face.
Get a unicycle on your face. And where do you balance it? Do you balance it on the seat or the wheel, or where do
The
you
seat,
balance it? The seat, right.
the wheel. If you try to balance,
It's obviously
the
going to
wheel,
move and stuff. Yeah.
fall
Okay,
over.
makes sense. Yeah, interesting. So tell us a little bit back to music, because this is all amazing, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about your upcoming album. So it's Start of Something Blue.
Yes.
Right, you don't beat me to it. I have it written down here. All right, don't.
I've got it in my head.
It's my job. I want to sound like I researched you. All right. Which is great because obviously all of your branding is blue, right? And even you're sending me blue love hearts and stuff, which is great. The fact you have obviously found that brand, and that's what a lot of musicians still haven't figured out.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that you have all that kind of marketing and branding down. But aside from that, tell us a little bit about the album. We have 3 songs already released, or is it 4?
We got
4
4
for the
songs,
album,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
tell us a little bit about how many songs are we expecting this year? You're saying every 2 months or so for the release.
Yeah. So 2 months was before this lockdown. That was an ambitious thing that I didn't take this into account because we haven't been able to do vocals with this lockdown restriction.
Okay, yeah.
So our songs have been delayed. We're expecting 10 songs by the end of the year.
Awesome.
And we still have been working over Zoom. So while we have been delayed, we should get all the songs out by the end of the year, which would have been 2 months per release. So there will be some grouped together.
Oh, I'm looking for it. So you're actually doing 10 songs in total, is it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Oh, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be 6 because you said two every 2 months, right? Every 2. So I was like, I kind of want a longer album from Nathan. But truthfully, but now it's 10, so that's great. But every song you've released so far is so catchy. They could all be hits. They could all be singles. Do you know what I mean?
But
Is that
this is
kind of the plan?
This is our technique. Our technique is release as singles.
Okay.
And then at the end of it, group them into an album and then promote them all over again.
And that's kind of how, because of the sort of system in place, it's kind of forcing artists to do it that way with regard to how Spotify operates with the algorithms and people's attention spans, I suppose. Yeah. And plus, you're putting out gradual content, which is great.
It's a big
Do you think that there's also the risk because of that there's no that every song you have on that one album is like a hit, or like not a hit, but you know what I mean, like a single hit element. There's no fillers, which sometimes are quite nice in albums.
So,
or would you add in a filler? Or would you ever consider that at the end and not release it as a single, if you get me?
I don't know. So like if you look at an album like Rumours by Fleetwood Mac, I think just about every single song on that album is a hit. It's an absolute hit. But nobody complains that there's no filler. People don't really miss filler songs. And I mean, I'm listening to old albums. Like my favorite band are the Gorillaz, and they had their 20-year anniversary of the first album. I'm listening back to it, and I love those filler songs. But people don't remember them. So I don't think we're going to lose much by losing filler songs. And I also don't think that, I think that's only for up and coming artists, this technique. Like you've got established artists out there who are doing full albums. Especially in the hip hop world, they've got so much filler and they're doing like 1 minute songs and like 2 minute songs. And yeah, it's definitely good for streaming because you get more money. Like if you have a song that's half the length, you can theoretically get twice as much money from it.
Oh, because people will tend to put it on repeat.
Exactly, and it streams quicker, so you get more streams faster.
Wow.
This is a weird technique that I think a lot of trap musicians have been doing. But
especially with TikTok and stuff as well now, isn't it? The shorter.
This is a really interesting one. Because you've got songs that are hits now, and they're bad songs, but they've got a really good 15-second part.
Yeah.
Weird.
We were talking about Lil Nas earlier. Lil Nas, is it, or Nas or Nace?
Nace.
Nace, is it?
It's a very Irish.
It's like
thing
it's
to
like
say.
it's like Nace. It's like the place. Nace the place.
Roundabout.
Nace the place. Yeah. And I didn't know it was sampled. Adam was saying that there was a 9 Inch Nails sample from that as well, which he played to me, and I didn't actually realize that. But that was famous through TikTok, right? That was a TikTok famous thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of Little Nas's or Nas, Little Nas.
Is it Nas?
It's Nas. It's Nas. A lot of Little Nas's strategy has been become viral, do the viral thing. Even before he became viral, he was trying to do like that Old Town Road song. He tried to make that viral for about 4 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And so he tried lots of different techniques, and eventually it worked.
And it developed along the way. I think Adam was saying as well that the song was obviously more stripped back and stuff like that, and then he kind of added in stuff like that. And this is me trying to bring Adam into the conversation here. Put the camera on that guy over there. No, I'm only messing. So guys, listen, that's Nathan Mack. Nathan, it's been a pleasure. We could honestly chat. I had like loads of other questions, but they're always just like emergency things because it's always best to have the natural chat and see where it goes. But before I love you and leave you, and we've got 2 songs to play from Nathan Mack, of course. Is there anything you wanted to close off with and give a little promotion for yourself, any stuff that's happening and things like that in Nathan Mack's world?
Yes.
Some stuff to
and
promote.
it's this camera, is it?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Right. Okay, guys, a few things. My haircut, I did this myself with a mirror and a razor, and I'm so proud of it. It's not ideal, but I'm so proud of it. I also would like to draw your attention in the performances you're seeing. I am wearing an IKEA scarf, and if anybody from IKEA is watching, you should sponsor me. I will wear your furniture at all my shows. And finally, my Patreon. I'm starting a Patreon as well. I was supposed to launch today, but there were some technical issues that I didn't foresee, so it'll be a few days. But if you find me on Instagram at Nathan Mack Music or go to nathanmackmusic.com, you'll be able to see what the updates are like there. I just finished recording the first secret demo track that I'm giving to my patrons, and yeah, and I'm so proud of that as well. Oh, I'm having such a good time with it.
Amazing. Well, best of luck with everything, Nathan, and thanks again. It's such a pleasure as always to chat to you and connect. And Nathan Mack, everybody, and enjoy the next 2 performances, Deirdre of the Sorrows and The Boy Who Learned to Fly.
Woohoo! Whoa. My feet are falling apart. I'm a short little man, so I'm sitting on my foot. Shall we, with the next one, if you want? I'll change my little setting here. And we shall get Deirdre of the Sorrows. This is a new song, so if you're watching this, it's not even been released yet. Okay. Oh, you had a vision of blood in the snow, a black little crow. Come on, you
soldier in the face of a queen. Oh, you were kept away from the world as a wife for a jealous king, and you broke free to find the one you love. Back then, everything was good enough. But sorrow catches up no matter what you do. Oh, Deirdre, they took everything from you. Deirdre, they took everything from you. Back then, everything was good enough. But sorrow catches up no matter what you do. Oh, Deirdre, they took everything from you. Deirdre, they took everything from you. I can't wait until Michael D. Higgins hears that song. That track is based on Deirdre the Sorrows, which is a beautiful Irish legend. If you are not familiar with it, definitely read up on that book. It's a really beautiful one. So this song is called The Boy Who Learned to Fly. Open this storybook. Well, do you recognize that face? That boy is your grandfather when he was just your age. When he flew above this world on a ladybug he saved. And he told me this same story when I was just your age. That once upon a time, the boy who learned to fly saw the world from so very high. Oh, he learned many things, but felt the pain it brings to see his father without wings. When he cried for the first time. should know the truth. Oh, and that once upon a time you will learn to fly and see the world from so very high. Oh, you'll learn many things, but feel the pain it brings to see your loved ones without wings when they cry for the first time. Okay. Dry your eyes. This world is not what it should be, but there's beauty if you try. Oh, you will grow into a man, and it's okay to cry.
David, pub delivery.
How's it going? Can I get 2 pints, please?
Yeah, Kane, is it?
Yeah, it is. How'd you guess that?
Yeah, sure, you're one of my best customers.
Alright, yeah.
Anyway, what do you want?
Yeah, 2 pints, please.
Just 2 pints? Alright, grand. I should be there for half an hour.
Yeah, no problem. That's great. Thanks.
Okay, bye. Swan.
Ah, good man. How's it going?
Not too bad now. Yeah, your 2 pints anyway.
That's not what I ordered.
Oh, right, okay. I'll be back in 5 minutes, right? Pints. Oh, yeah, 2 pints.
Ah, good man. Thanks.
Lovely. Alright, see you later. Hold on a minute. I forgot to get the money. Ah,
And that was a skip by About Time Studios. I hope you enjoyed that. I know, home pints, guys, lovely pints. There's Jamie J. Carr. Welcome, Jamie, to the stream. We've got brew, pints delivery, me hoop. Just get cans like, duh. Yeah, I know, man. It's getting to be tough now with the bleeding pint situation, isn't it? Michael Arbader, you're very welcome. Missing those lovely things, I know. It's the simple things in life, isn't it? It's just the simple things, guys. We got the amazing few, nice vibes. Is that Kieran Campbell, is it by any chance? Good to see you, brother, if that is yourself. And if it's not yourself, it's good to see you anyway. We got Colin Foy, awesome stuff, folks. Nathan Mack, what a legend. Well, man, you summed it up, brother. Thank you so much. We got Suki, very, very nice tunes. Glad to hear, guys. And it's great to see the rest of you. Tommy Cullen, all gorilla, no filler. Lindsay as well in the house. Paddy Dillon. Guys, great to see you in the chat. Do comment when you pop in and do interact with us. We also invite you to ask any questions to our artists. Unfortunately, your chance to ask Nathan Mack a question has obviously deteriorated or has disappeared. So we're going to have BANYAH on very shortly and you can ask them a question. So at 8 o'clock, BANYAH are going to pop on here. We're going to have a little bit of a chit chat. But before then, we're going to take a little bit of a step back and look back at sort of where all this began. And it was, of course, at the Transmission Festival, guys. Let us know in the comments section if you watched that festival or took part in it. And that's where all the early beginnings of this show really started. And it's very interesting because it was also during a lockdown. It was August 1st. We decided to take a massive undertaking 6 weeks in advance of said festival. And it was a phone call with Keto that sort of began it all. And Keto's, of course, doing the technical production of it. And of course, Adam, who's also in the studio here with us tonight, and he's a part of Tsunami Studios along with Sean, was doing the second stage for Transmission. I was almost going to call it Tsunami Festival, but there's an idea for you lads. Tsunami Festival. Maybe do it by the sea or something. But Keto, are you there? Give us a shout out if Keto's there in the house. I'd like to welcome him on and we can have a bit of a chit chat and talk a little bit about sort of that experience, the Transmission Festival. Of course, we've moved on to the TV version of it. Keto's probably, he's doing so many things. He's probably like, I'm not even in the mood to talk anymore. Leave me in the background. I don't bleed and blame him.
Sorry, Dave.
Yeah, what's the story, Keto?
Not sure if you wanted me to come on yet or not.
Well, do you know what? I wasn't. I was kind of. It was in the middle.
We did this perfect earlier for rehearsal.
Yeah.
Like you were like after this cue, and I just thought, wait, was that it?
Yeah, everything just goes out the window when you go live. You know that with me. It's always great in dress rehearsals.
Great what we talked about earlier.
No, we're probably going to just sit here in silence now for the next 10 minutes, I suppose, isn't it? So it was a great venture. Like, what was it? 10 hours of bleeding live music, 18 acts, Keto, and obviously you played a massive, massive role in that. And it kind of kicked off the sort of confidence that we have now in sort of running these live stream. But go on, tell us a little bit about sort of that absolute.
Not all about fake it till you make it.
Do you like that? You don't like it? Are you all about that or you not?
No. Basically, anyway, I loved doing the festival. It also probably took a few years off my life.
Yeah.
Because it was stressful as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Just to kind of go through the beginnings of it, you were turning around to me for a little while, talking about, I want to do my own festival. And you're asking me about doing the festival, which is since I run a hire company where I have PA gear and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I was always like, yeah, but the logistics are mad for it and all this kind of thing. And then when the kind of pandemic happened, when we hit that kind of lower level 3 in the summer, where we were all like allowed out again for a bit.
Yeah.
There was a very small little window there where you were like, I want to do the online festival. And I was like, okay, that actually seems like it's a lot easier than actually running another festival. But then I was probably wrong because it was also very hard.
I mean, the technological scale of it was ridiculous. And it was like yourself with all of your gear essentially and a load of tech crew. And it wasn't the worst. We were chatting about this. It was like maybe a year or before this whole thing happened, before the pandemic, was like, oh, it would be nice to do a festival. I think we had some ideas were thrown around, like, you know, Conspiracy Fest, or what was one of the ones we had?
That was obviously my idea.
That was Keto's influence. And it's like every tent is a different conspiracy or something, you know? Which you have like the fake moon landings tent. And yeah. I mean, it's a pretty interesting venture, but it all went pretty well. I mean, I remember that night before, and we're going to play a little bit of a backstage clip as well, guys, behind the scenes that was edited down by Keto, showing the best parts. Mostly me sitting around looking like I'm doing nothing, so thanks very much,
I put that on purpose, you know.
Keto, for showing the truth.
It was interesting, like, it was like the logistics. You kept coming to me going, well, I want to do it like this, and then I want a second stage, and then I want this like extra stage, and I'm like, yeah, it's getting harder and harder and harder. And then basically we had obviously because we were talking about it earlier. It's like the logistics of trying to set it up when we also were doing it completely by donation based to get anyone paid anything, and even just to kind of pay for the space to do it and the rehearsal rooms that we did it, and Camelot Studios, give them a shout out.
Yeah.
They even just to pay for all that stuff, you know, yourself, it was like we were kind of relying on the donations, and we didn't even know until the day if we were going to make enough. And we said, I remember there was a moment where we planned it only 6 weeks before it happened. That's when it first
6 weeks
came up.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, 3 weeks later, we were like, oh, there's about €300 in that donation thing there. And then I remember we had a chat and we were like, hey man, we already set up loads of things to get this ready. Like, do you want to just take the hit even if it happens? Like, there's nothing else to do. I've been locked up for bleeding months, like, you know?
Yeah, there was a huge risk. And
a lot of people who are friends and all, they were all in the industry, and even some who are like not exactly in the industry, but like were interested in it. They all kind of like jumped in and volunteered and all sorts. And that's where one of the hardest parts about it was actually just trying to get all equipment, resources, all the stuff, people. And then when you get people who are volunteering, if something came up where I had to like where they weren't available anymore the day before, it's like I can't demand anything of them. I'm not paying them anything.
Yeah.
Like, well, we got everyone paid something.
We did in the end, actually, yeah, because we actually raised over €2,000, which was just amazing.
100 or something.
Was it? Yeah, and we managed to cover everybody in the tech crew and a few musicians as well. And our goal was about $6,000, I think. It was a high goal to cover everyone. Do you know what I mean? That was our goal, was to get everyone covered, and but it was a huge venture, and we did pull it off. A few hiccups. You'll hear from Keito saying, obviously, you know, last minute stuff and last minute changes, and then equipment failing on us on the day, and
everything like.
And then the night before, we almost pulled the plug, right?
Oh man, you seen me today. You probably won't see it in the video, but we saw the video that we made up.
Of course we didn't. You edited it.
Yeah, I edited it, but there's not actually much footage of me. You might catch me walking around a bit, but there's not much of me having that freak out where there was a moment late at night, the night before, where we were had to get ready to come the next day to come in, and where I was just turning to you, Dave, and I was like, I don't think this is gonna happen.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
I've ever been on, ever, where I actually thought this was actually not even possibly gonna happen.
I've never heard you say that before.
Like,
and
even like, this is stressful right now, but like, I know I can make it happen. But I was like, there was a moment for about 10 minutes at that, I was like, there's like cameras not working, there's all sorts of stuff going on, and it's now already 10 o'clock at night, and we have to be here at like 10 a.m. in the morning, and I had to turn to the lads who are all like volunteering and all, you know?
Yeah.
And be like, you know, fair play to, I don't know if he's watching, but good, fair play to Batman.
Last minute call to Batman, right?
Batman saved me.
He put out the signal and he came in a couple of hours.
And he came and he showed, and
he's living up to his name.
Get to basically just go, you love wanting to do that. You just go over there and do your thing, and I'll just freak out over here in the other corner.
Yeah, and he did freak out in the corner into a pillow, and we just kept going forward, and it was great. And there's Bren in the chat. Keito! Rob Cunningham, who's the lad in the corner? Well, Bren just answered that question, and Rob, of course, was a great donor as well, donated on Transmission Festival very generously as well, one of the highest donors as well, so big shout out to him. We got Dublin concert. Go on, Keito, you legend. This is turning into the Keito show, guys. What's going on here? But seriously, I do commend your hard work.
Someday.
I commend your hard work, man. It's always a pleasure working with you. And this is obviously what we're going to do, obviously, in these segments, guys, is sort of introduce different sort of conversational topics and different sort of bits as well, related to the music industry here in Ireland, of course, because this is our primary goal, is to support the independent music scene and artists and entertainers as well. As you can see, those skits as well that we put in there, About Time Studios, you'll see that again, and we like supporting people on the independent level. So, but today we are doing a little bit of a reflection with Keito and just introducing the team as well, of course, you know, and it's just great to get to know everybody behind this, because we'll be back every second week here, and we're going to make it bigger, better. We're just going to keep adding stuff to the show. So we're going to have BANYAH in about 3 minutes. So I'm going to leave you with some backstage stuff from Transmission. And just before I let you go, actually, sorry, we're actually going to be doing a competition. So you heard about Keito and his team of technicians at Transmission Festival. Guys, let us know. Get ready for, you don't have to post it into the comments now, but you can do it after our chat with BANYAH, after their performance. Have a guess of how many technicians were involved. Now, we're talking about the technicians, so not including myself, not including the presenters and not including the musicians, of course, but we're talking about the tech crew. How many do you think there were on that day? All right, and the person that gets the right answer will get a month's free subscription to all of our exclusive content that we're releasing here on Transmission TV, and it's a load of content. We've asked each musician to throw in a secret song, which you guys won't get to listen to unless you're part of that Patreon tier. So we're giving away that tier to one lucky person today. So you're going to check out all of the backstage, all the backstage and behind the scenes footage. And also you'll get access to our exclusive Discord community. And also any questions and comments will get priority and called out on the show along with other stuff, guys. You can check the link to the Patreon. It's already there in the description, by the way. And there's different tiers to it. And it'll tell you exactly what that is there to offer. But stay tuned. We're going to give out a prize at the end of this show, at the end of BANYAH's performance. So don't guess now because the comments might get lost. So just wait until we announce it. So chill out there, have the number, work it out in your head. You know what I mean? Figure it out, and then we'll ask you later on. So I'm going to leave you with behind the scenes footage with Transmission Festival, and then we're going to bring on BANYAH. So stay tuned, guys. See you in a second.
They have customer service for yeah, and they have customer service for businesses. It's not for people like us. Yeah.
First break.
Did not put the screen up wrong, leave me alone.
Hey, how are you?
And then the rest of it will just come on.
Happy birthday.
Slap a spot prize on you there, guy.
Next, spot prizes featuring gifts.
I can do some video stuff as well.
Pledge. It's hard to find, you know, people you trust to do this stuff, you know, especially for nothing. So I appreciate all the help.
Yeah. Now you can see yourself. Look. That's lavish quality on this. Better than the expensive one.
I think there's a tweeter going on this side.
Oh, is that? That's the house stuff.
Relieved code.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, check. We just need a long.
Here, relieved code. Everybody's got on.
I'm relieved just because we have enough cameras to at least pull it off. That's the fucking GoPro. Let's put the GoPro back. Dave can run around with the GoPro tomorrow. Who's Dave? David.
1, 2,
Comes out.
David.
Kozak to house.
But we know that it'll work tomorrow.
Cool. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3.
Did you record that? I meant it.
Yeah.
Ah.
So blue.
There he is recording.
Shot back from how much of that's blown away by tomorrow morning.
For everybody now.
Woo!
Okay, and that was our footage from Transmission Festival, guys. All the backstage stuff. And clearly that footage was partially fabricated because, or skillfully edited to make it look like I just chill on the couch all the time and drink beers and stuff. But that's definitely not me. I'm a highly skilled and hard worker, you know, and this large desk obviously proves it, you know, the bigger desk, you know what they say. So anyway, I'm going to introduce our second and final guest, and I'm really excited about this. And do you know what? It's beautiful because we met up a couple of weeks prior to record, obviously, the music, so I get to see them perform, and then we get to have a chat afterwards. And of course, we have a little bit of a chat as well during that time. So it's really nice because I'm looking forward to kind of delving in a little bit more with the guys. So Dublin-based brother and sister Aisling and Paul Jarvis joined forces in 2019 to create BANYAH, an ambient electronic production duo. Both having started on the piano at an early age, they've accumulated many, many years in the music industry, and they've played numerous gigs. Many were with their mother, Moya Brennan from Clannad. In more recent years, they began playing with Clannad, only to have their most recent tour end. I think it was on Paddy's Day, if I read it correctly, due to the pandemic, of course. So BANYAH have come a long way in their short journey together since 2019, releasing their first single, Nothing Free, which received a great response internationally. And they also released 2 songs last year, Stuck Under and Watch You Go, which received a great reception on Irish radio, blogs and printed media. So Aisling is also a sound engineer, producer, and also has her own solo project, which she's also working on her second album this year. And she released a single just recently called Fade to Black. So please welcome our second guest this evening, BANYAH! Only I may dance. Oh, geez, I didn't prepare that part. Guys, you're very welcome. How are you keeping, Paul and Aisling?
Very well, very well.
Good, yeah. Very happy to be here. Happy to leave the house.
Yeah.
I know. Isn't it so surreal, like, you know, doing this? It's so weird, like, we're doing a weird talk show in like a rehearsal studio in the middle of a pandemic. We recorded you guys not too long ago. And
it's great, though.
It's just mad, isn't it? Yeah. Like, I don't know if
fun.
I would ever get a chance to do this, which is, you know, in a normal world. You guys might be too busy, right? Because you are so busy normally outside of sort of the lockdown sphere. You guys were doing a tour in the middle of a tour, essentially, right?
We were out with Clannad in March of last year.
You're right. It was Paddy's Day.
Was it Paddy's Day?
It was
day before Paddy's
like
Day.
our last gig was on the 16th, and we were supposed to be doing Paddy's Day in London in the Palladium. It was sold out. It was going to be a great show.
We're really looking forward to that show.
And the show the night before, during the interval, actually, we found out that the Paddy's Day gig was being pulled.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you found out during the interval of a show, and then you had to go back and play the rest of the show.
That second half was tough.
Like,
we're all just looking at each other, just like.
We were like trying to get into it. We were like, let's just give it our all, because, like, you know, it's the last one. But you're kind of deflated, and you're, you know.
Yeah. And what was that? What happened? Somebody just came up to you, or your manager, or
our tour manager.
They just said like, we can't do this anymore. This has to stop because of the numbers and stuff like that, or because everything's being locked down. We can't risk it.
We'd been on the road like far longer than, like, we saw other people getting their gigs pulled and tours pulled, and everything was getting shut down in England. Like, the whole of the UK just decided to keep it going for like an extra week or something. So we were just like looking around. There was people, like the previous gigs, you know, there was like people sitting in the front row it was a sold out show, and it would have been like a few empty seats. It was so hard to kind of, you're looking in the crowd and like, you know, it's a sold out show, but then there's just like half the crowd are missing. You're like, people didn't feel safe going out.
Right, so that was the sign, I guess. It's like,
exactly.
Discomfort in the.
So we kind of had to keep going out on stage night after night, and so we were waiting for that day that it came, and just like, okay, that's cancelled. So we were kind of like, oh, okay, but we were hoping just one more gig to be able to play the Palladium in London. But
how many gigs did you do in a row then, coming up to that?
11.
11.
I think, yeah.
And how many did you just have ahead of you then?
Well, we had another like maybe 5 or 6 in the UK, and then we were going straight out to Europe to do like a month, 2 months in Europe. Yeah. So like, yeah, it was like, and we just kicked off. That was like the very opening of the world tour.
Wow,
so
wow.
It was,
At least she's got a little bit of it out, but then there's kind of that bittersweet. It's kind of like, oh, you got a taste for it, and then it just gets cut. But I suppose, yeah, it's actually crazy.
It's mostly all reorganized and kind of redated.
Okay.
To later this year. fingers crossed now.
Yeah.
And the start of
yeah.
next year and kind of through then 2020.
Great.
Or sorry, 2020, 2022.
2022, yeah. There's all the 20s is confusing stuff. Isn't it? Like even it's like a tongue twister almost, or it's like a big joke. You know, it's just like
2020 doesn't even seem like it happened. So
yeah.
I heard someone saying 2020 the other day, and I was like, 2020.
Right.
That doesn't sound right at all. Like,
so you guys have been obviously like touring for quite a while. You are used to sort of that life, you know. So you did. We spoke before. You did Glastonbury at the age of what? 15 to 17 between, or
Paul was like,
you were young, weren't you?
I was 16.
You were 16, yeah.
It was
So
after 4th year in school.
that's crazy. And like how is that? Like obviously, you know, your people are going on regular holidays, but then you're like, oh, we're playing Glastonbury. Like how is that fitting into like school and social life and stuff like that? Being like, you know, having that kind of lifestyle.
It was pretty cool. I was out of school by the time we went to Glastonbury, but
That was you just finished school and I rocking to school 5th year. I was like, I just played Glastonbury.
Yeah, Mr. Popular, like you
no,
know.
wasn't it all like that? But no, like you know, we're kind of a camping family. We would always gone when we were younger on kind of camping holidays. So it was basically just the same, but in a very different location. Camp it because as an artist you can go there for like a whole week and camp, and so we just do that, and we'd hang out with all the people behind at our stage for the week. So we kind of just treated it as a family holiday.
it was just a family holiday, and we just did like an hour show on the Saturday, and then we're kind of just got to
free to go.
Yeah.
Amazing. And I heard you missed an opportunity to say hi to Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, he walked right past me. I was like,
And that was right when like the A-Team had just come out.
he was
Oh,
just
really?
Like, it was
so
just
he was like,
blowing
yeah,
up.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
just
yeah.
blowing up, and he was playing the same stage as us. And
No way.
I didn't see him, but yeah, he walked past Paul. Paul missed the chance.
You missed the chance.
well, sure, we'll meet him again.
I love it. And so have you been like traveling with your mom as well before that anyway, like on tours, like as in just to be like on the sideline and stuff, or have you?
Yeah, I mean, I've been on tour with Mum since I was like 19, 20. So
Right, yeah.
like almost 10 years now. So I kind of started doing that out of college because I was only in college for 2 years doing a diploma. So yeah, I've been doing it ever since. It's kind of what my job has been for the last 10 years. So yeah, I've always loved it.
Ashley's been in the game a while now. I was late to the party, but I still feel like
I feel like you were there.
I feel like I've been there the whole time. Yeah, I don't know.
What are your other interests, Paul? As well, do you have other interests outside of music and stuff? Or you can say no.
To be honest,
Went to college and did product design.
I did. Yeah, I did product design in college. You know, I've always been interested in kind of other aspects of kind of art and design and I guess creativity. Everything really falls under. If you're a creative person, it's not like I find that you're not just really a musician. You are a musician, but you're also quite interested.
Loads of
in
mediums to use, yeah.
I don't know, designs and like kind of visual
on the graphic
stuff
level
as
or
well.
painting or like what kind of?
Well, personally, I don't know. Like I love having a mess around in all sorts of different software, Photoshop and Illustrator and stuff like that. And that's always been, and that was definitely kind of spurred on from college. But it was definitely very welcomed by myself because I guess I've always been a creative person, prided myself, but also I just love I just love all aspects of like I don't know art,
creativity,
just
of
like
art,
music and even acting and like everything that kind of you have to use your kind of brain power in an open way.
Do you find it comes easy to you guys, like creativity, or is it kind of like is it phasal? Like, you know, you go through phases of creativity and then it stops and you just kind of then do the kind of practical, logical stuff, like, you know, that doesn't perhaps require like right brain stuff. I'd ask both of you, whoever wants to.
I mean, like creativity is definitely always come easy to us. That side of things, and I suppose because Mum had us starting doing music from like the age of 7, so we were like,
it's like a nurture thing, I'd say. Do you think?
Yeah, definitely. We were just surrounded by it, so that side of things. But like being a sound engineer myself as well, I do enjoy the kind of logical side of things as well, just like sitting down and just working and
to have the balance, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Everything nice and organized in that sense. Because I don't know, I find that, you know, sometimes when but my way of kind of writing music would be I like splat loads of stuff on basically treat like a computer, the workstation on your computer as like a canvas, and then you work it out from there.
And then
like,
Aisling organises
well,
it all.
And then
this is why the
Clean up the
beautiful thing
mess.
about BANYAH works.
And I
is, like,
come along and I'm like, this is a disaster.
yeah, but this is why BANYAH has kind of seemed to work so well. That is kind of
You have that balance between you,
not,
like, yeah.
Like she might have started a project and like I come along and mess it all up.
Yeah. and in a good way, right?
In a very good way. Yeah,
Yeah.
It definitely works, like the balance of the two.
Definitely.
Why did you choose this kind of genre, this sort of ambient electronic? How did you? I might have asked you before in the thing, but I'd love to kind of hear it again. Like, what kind of pushed you into that sort of direction?
We both. It's kind of. I guess it's. You'd call it popular music, pop music. Kind of. That's definitely. Although I never really think of pop music as a genre, it's just the music that is like
most commonly known, I suppose. Or
it's popular because that's the type of music that everyone's liking at that time. I don't know, but like people would then look back and be like, oh, that was like alternative electronic music. But yeah, so I don't know. At the moment, kind of it's like where our kind of musical.
Where they meet, like, are both our influences and stuff. Like, I just love like some pop, like good pop or whatever. Paul comes from like really liking like that ambient electronic thing and kind of Bonobo and who else? George Fitzgerald, that kind of vibe.
All those boys.
So the two kind of just meet in the middle and yeah, it really works.
Aisling's always been into like her punk and her rock and her.
Yeah.
No, she's a Paramore teenager.
I'm an well, not ex-Paramore fan. Are they still going? I don't
We'll have to check with Keith.
I guess
he gets the info for us.
You'd have to say ex-fan if she doesn't even know they're still going.
Yeah, clearly not a fan anymore now. Yeah. You're upsetting loads of Paramore fans out there now.
They're all here on the live stream.
They're giving you so much stick. Yeah. Oh, jeez. I don't want to read them out.
There, comment on the live
But it's interesting because obviously your mum's comes from that folk background, and then you guys have found your own sort of tastes in that, which is a great thing, isn't it? That you guys didn't feel obligated or restricted to sort of follow that same sort of vibe. And I'm sure your mom, of course, supports you wholeheartedly. I think I read somewhere Paul mentioned that your mom would even support you if you were just clapping your hands in unison. She'd still support you, which I thought was lovely.
We're not even in unison.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're just clapping it.
Polyrhythms.
Yeah, which is amazing. And then I also read that like your whole family is involved with music essentially, right? Your mom's all siblings, I don't know, 9 siblings or something like that, which is a big family. Yeah. So you must have like wonderful family gatherings where everybody kind of goes up and performs and stuff. Is that kind of how it is?
Since we were younger, like there was always like a segment of a family holiday, or like when we all go to Donegal, there'd always be a stage where like all the kids get up and do a little performance.
You don't have a choice.
And you don't have a choice.
It's great for confidence though, isn't it? Like you're put on the spot, you're kind of put there, and that must have helped you guys.
It's the most scary thing ever. And all you're performing for is like just 3 old fellas sitting up at the pub, the bar, and then the rest of our family in like the pub.
And that's preparing you for Glastonbury, of course, and stuff like that, isn't it? In small little ways,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mini Glastonbury up in Donegal.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a lot of fun. Like I'm sure you guys have obviously met a lot of people along your journey and along touring and stuff. You do tend to meet a lot of people. Is there anything that like sort of stood out for you with regard to advice or anything like that? Whether it's musical or sort of from people that stuck out for you, or any kind of wise words, or even a lesson that you might have learned along the way that could be nice to sort of share with a lot of our viewers will be musicians or big fans of music and stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I know this sounds like really general and like philosophical. I guess you're always just like learning.
Yeah.
It never stops. Yeah.
Just like even every day, like doing something like this, then I don't know. For example, I've never really come on a talk show with a table where I'm
Is this
sitting
what
on a
this
couch.
is?
It is.
Am I dreaming? This is so strange.
This is proper. This is real.
My God. How did we get here?
I know, and in a pandemic, the first time to be coming on a show like this, I'm really sinking into the couch.
You are? Are you okay there?
Like
we'll need to get you like a stick to kind of fulcrum you out of it.
Getting sucked in.
It reminds me of the deMars ad. Do you ever see that? It's like, I'm wasting away, and it's like there's nothing left of his clothes and stuff. It's like, give him a Mars bar.
That'd be me.
We'll get you back together, yeah. But yeah, that's
You-
great wise words. Yeah, no,
That's
just keep,
wise words.
you keep
being sucked in.
not that part, but I mean the you gotta make sure you're fed, of course, yeah, because you'll start wasting away. But the fact that life's a continuous lesson, right? It's just like not to rest on your laurels and just to like continually be open to learning, right?
And I mean, our mum would be the first person to say that. She's always said that the minute she stops learning is the minute that she's given up, she's always been like an advocate for just constantly trying new things, learning new things, and just giving it a go.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, it's an amazing sort of message to obviously give to people, especially your kids as well, of course, you know, growing up. And it kind of adds a bit of like humbleness to it as well, right? It's like there's not that sort of like, oh, I think I know everything. So it's a really good way to sort of raise people, I have to say. So we're going to play, we have performances. They're not live, right? We're not going to lie to you guys.
Yeah.
They're not live.
We're not going to be able to pretend. I did have long hair in this performance.
It was actually Paul that messed up the whole thing. The whole thing.
Call it off, the whole live thing.
Look, we're just going to roll with it, but we didn't want you to wear the same clothes and stuff as well. I mean, come on, that's just way too much of demand. But we obviously did the pre-records because it just sounds, you know, we get to mix them, we get to actually do a proper job with them. So this one that we're going to do, and then afterwards, of course, guys, if you have any questions to ask Ash or Paul, please do put them in during the song, and we'll try to get a chance to ask any questions. It's kind of like our Q&A just after the song. So please enjoy Watch You Go.
Thank you very much. We are BANYAH. Yeah, that was our single Stuck Under. I'm Paul.
And I'm Aisling.
This is Ashling. That was our second single, Stuck Under, we released last year. And that's enough from those guys.
That's enough for those guys, whoever they are. We don't know who they are. What was their names again? I can't remember now.
Ashling and All, I think.
Oh, and All was it? Okay. So that was What You Go, and we're actually going to have 2 more songs as well by the guys. We're not going to tease you with only 1 song, of course. So do stay tuned after this. I'm just trying to get just get the comments up and see what everybody's what everyone's saying. And guys, yeah, make sure if you just want to pop in a question for any of the artists that, you know, sometimes you do miss out on a question as well. You know what I mean? That it might be interesting for people. So don't be afraid to ask anything.
Maybe even something really spicy, something that people don't usually ask. You know, what do you want to know about us?
I'm kind of afraid to sort of like delve in too much, you know, because we might uncover something absolutely mad.
Get off my show!
And then it might be so weird. It's like, well, I don't want to talk to Kozak again if he's going to ask me those kind of bleeding questions. But back to music, guys. So yeah, during the break, you've obviously released a tune last night, midnight, and it's a remix by Cora Gem, and it's called Cora Gem, and it's by a band called Soma Soma. Is that correct?
Yes, that's it.
And it's a Portuguese band. Tell us a little bit about this. Very interesting.
So the reason we know them is our cousin Johnny over in Bristol is actually part of the band, and
Afro-Latin.
Yeah, it's kind of Afro-Latin. They're Brazilian. Some of them are Brazilian.
As far as I know, only Arthur is who's the singer. But he writes the lyrics. Maybe the others are. I haven't met any of the others. But
yeah, so that's how we got involved. They were just putting together a remix album, which will come out in the coming months. And asked us if we wanted to throw one together, so we absolutely jumped at it. Yeah,
that's brilliant. And was it your first time doing a remix that was released, or do you remix? Because I know it was you officially said it was your first remix release, right?
Yeah.
But do you do that at home at all, like as just for fun?
Even like solo. Not solo, but me over the years messing around. I've played around with so many like acapellas and taken off songs and messed around, and I guess you could call them remixes, but never released anything. And
yeah, I mean we've always kind of messed
You've
around
had many
with
remixes done
remix.
of you.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Never been on the other end.
Never
so it's
kind
nice.
of done it myself.
It's nice to have that kind of. I guess when we heard we heard the album back in I think 2019 it was. Even 2018, I forget when it was released. Anyway, I remember hearing that song, being like, "Ooh, that's a catchy hook." Like, if you could kind of, I don't know, we wanted to capture that essence really and add a little bit of bounce to it.
It's an awesome genre. It's really fun, and it's just great. It's just interesting that you were approached, right? It was you guys that were approached.
Yeah,
our
cousin. Yeah, he's part of the band. Yeah, he just asked us if we wanted to be involved in the remix album, and then it turned out that they wanted it to be the first single off the remix album.
Brilliant!
So,
wow.
Yeah, so we were delighted. Yeah,
that's amazing. So guys can check it out. Is it on the BANYAH Spotify list as
you'll
well?
Find it on ours.
Yeah, fantastic. And are we expecting any more like BANYAH tracks? Is there anything in the works?
Oh,
can we talk about this? This is the juicy stuff we want to talk about, guys.
This is why we're here.
Yay!
Yeah, no, we actually in 2 or 3 weeks we have another single coming out.
An original, not a remix or anything.
Fantastic.
So that's it's going to be the first song off our EP, which is going to be released later this year. With a few nice I was going to say contributions, collaborations. I'm not used to being in public.
That's okay. I don't think many people are anymore. Yeah, no, you're okay.
Collaborations. And this one is a collaboration with a friend of ours, Benjamin, who is an amazing singer-songwriter, producer, vibe bringer, good vibe bringer. Check his music out, actually. Just Benjamin, all capitals with a Y, not an I. And yeah, so we got that grant from First Music Contact. Well, as
songwriting camp.
So Benjamin has Benjamin and Connor Hamilton Long, and they have this record label called Blue Tide Music, and it was with them that they got this this grant from First Music Contact, and so what they had on it was basically a group of us were going to go down to Clare and stay in Dahi's. Dahi has a kind of creative house down there, and we all stayed there. And we just wrote music, and
brilliant.
So there's going to be a few tracks of that coming. We all kind of just started collaborating with each other, and this is the first track from that. So it's very exciting to kind of like have that workshop now come to the light.
How many tracks are we expecting? Are we?
Well, I think we'll probably end up releasing maybe 2 or 3 before the EP comes out.
Yeah.
I can imagine. So this is the first
definitely
of them.
2, possibly a third as a single.
Then there'll be a little collaboration with Connor Hamilton.
Connor Hamilton Long, yeah. So that's also from that workshop kind of weekend.
Brilliant.
And yeah.
And then we've just got tracks of our own in the works.
Yeah,
very exciting.
So you're obviously, Aisling, you released recently as well, Fade
I
to Black.
did.
That was your own solo one as well. An awesome track. And that was with Hummingbird, right, as well?
It was. It was a song that we'd actually written. And Paul as well was there with us. We wrote it, and he helped me produce it as well.
Brilliant.
It was a song we wrote like 2 years ago. And just I put all my own solo stuff on the back burner for so long, and then I just revisited it, and this just felt like a good single to bring out as like a first solo single in 6 years.
Wow, 6 years.
Yeah, I know.
I definitely thought from the other stuff she's got kind of cooking up there, definitely kind of captures the essence of the album she had, like who she was as an artist and where she wants to go from what she's inspired by at the moment.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I mean, obviously you are still keeping busy through the pandemic, isn't it?
Super busy.
And I wonder, would you have done some of, would you have had time for BANYAH? Would you have time for your solo project to sort of be reignited again had you had the pandemic not been? I suppose you could always ask that, couldn't you? Because you'd probably be busy with other stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, I mean, we would have been on tour most of last year otherwise. So, and we were doing little bits and stuff, and we were like messing about on tour with doing a bit of work here and there on tour. But you do. I mean, time just flies when you're on tour, and
I can imagine.
you just it can be hard. So yeah, definitely. I don't know if we would have gotten what we've gotten done if it wasn't for the pandemic.
Yeah. I mean, we almost feel like and I think everyone feels this. I heard my mum talking earlier on to someone on the phone, or maybe it was yesterday. Anyways, I
digress.
She was saying it's like you almost people have almost gotten less done during the pandemic. I mean, we've gotten loads done because it's been a year, but like what you think you could have achieved, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh well, I don't have a lot on, I can do that tomorrow.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? And that kind of mentality has definitely, I know it's gotten me.
Yeah.
Every now and then I look back and I was like, oh, where'd that month go? I feel like I kind of could have spent it a bit better. But
I think as well, like because it's a pandemic, it's not just time off. I think a lot of people, without even realizing, have been in a bit of a state of chaos and trauma, and so it's hard to feel motivated and get up in the morning and do stuff when, even though you're just in your house, you're kind of on edge constantly, so
you don't know what tomorrow will hold, and also because there's no defined plans, I suppose, right? You can't really lock in and say, oh, I know I'll be doing this in whatever amount of time. I know you guys are booking in, releases, and you have planned, collaborations and things like that. But I guess also the norm, sort of, your routine has been disrupted, right? And I suppose when routine gets disrupted, it's sort of like, where do I belong almost? It's kind of like, I need to find something to almost latch onto. Is that kind of how, did you feel kind of like that as well a little bit? And it's just like, then you've had BANYAH luckily kind of not sitting there, you've had, I know you released in 2019 when you started, there was a little bit of a time before you released the next 2, wasn't it? So there was a little bit.
So busy.
Because you were busy.
Busy
so
as well, but I think how that first single came about was definitely, we had always known at some point we were going to do something. We always knew we were going to call it BANYAH because we just thought, hey, that's a nice little catchy thing.
Who thought of BANYAH actually?
I think it was both of us. We were like,
oh, that's so diplomatic, guys. How?
At the same time, we just turned into each other and we just go, BANYAH.
I think we were like, I don't know where we were, but we were definitely like just, we were just like talking about doing a duo. We were like, what we call ourselves? And this was like well before, it would have been a year or 2 before 2019. And we were just like, we just call it BANYAH. And then we'll know never to take ourselves seriously because our name is literally just milk.
Yeah, it's very much a fun project. Yeah. But so I was gonna say in 2019, Aisling came forward with like just this song, and she was like, "Hey, this could be like the first thing we do as that kind of BANYAH thing." And like this is like ages after we had talked about it. And I was like, okay. So that took a while to get going. And then we were just like, okay, we've got a song, release it. And then we did, and we were like,
what do we do next?
Yeah, like what sort of music are we? Like,
first step's done, and then what do we do next?
Is that like what do we want to do next?
Yeah.
But I definitely think as we go on, we're definitely finding our feet and how we want BANYAH to continue. Which is the great thing is we have so much freedom in BANYAH because I'm starting my own solo project now as well, which then I've got kind of like a bit more of a narrative in my head for that. So then this frees up BANYAH to have a bit of fun.
It's amazing,
and you know.
Yeah, it's amazing how perfect timing
it
was with everything. I know we said we have a Q&A, and I completely ignored my words. I just completely ignored it, guys. I ignored the chat, but we're going to have a quick look at it now because we're going to finish up very shortly.
People are angry.
People are so angry in there. Look at all those angry comments. I shouldn't even be reading them out. So let me just look. We've got Tim and Moya in the house. So guys, you're very welcome, and thanks for tuning in.
Dad.
Let me see who has some. We have a couple of questions. So Jamie J. Carr says, is there added pressure on you as a performer when your whole family is musically talented?
That's a good question. I don't know. I've never really felt like there was pressure. I felt more like I probably would have felt more pressured if it wasn't what I was going to do with my life, do you know?
Ashton was sad on it from...
Yeah, I was kind of always going to do music.
I was kind of not wanted to go away, but I felt like it wasn't for me. And then when I got to like third year in college, I was like, what am I doing with my life? Of course I want to do music.
Well, didn't I read somewhere that you did breakdancing or something, or were you in a breakdancing society?
I was in breakdance society. I actually made it to the chairman somehow.
Do you know? Do you have any moves left? Is there anything you can do for us here? A 6-step or a...
We'll save that for the music videos.
Maybe we should pre-record that next time, shouldn't we? We'll just pre-record it so we don't put Paul on the spot.
Okay. You have my word. Next time you come on the talk show, I'll see if I've got anything in the bank.
Amazing. Okay, fantastic. Well, I guess we have you on the talk show as BANYAH now, so we're going to have to bring you on as a different pod, maybe Planet or something, you know? Bring you all in, and then that's my in now, you know? But also, speaking of, obviously, you know, you were brought up on piano at a young age, right? So that was introduced to you both. So Andrew O'Donoghue says, you both play multiple instruments. If you had to pick one for life, what would it be? I like that question. Yeah, that's very good. Jeez.
Calling us out.
There you go. Pressure's on.
The kazoo.
The kazoo.
The kazoo.
Oh, man.
I don't know. Probably guitar. I don't know, but that's such a boring answer.
Hey, it's an answer.
I really love playing the bouzouki. I like
play the bubble gum. Just when you
bubble gum.
Pop the pop.
Noise.
Yeah.
Is that an instrument?
Yeah, I think anything can be, right? I don't know.
No, okay.
I don't know.
I don't know where I got.
No, look, there's no wrong answer, guys. There's no wrong answer. I think they're legit answers. Who else?
Say piano though.
Oh, you're actually gonna give us okay. You're gonna go back.
Can you play piano? Piano.
Piano.
Let's make an instrument. It's piano and keyboards.
Dude, you are massively creative, man. All these creative things flowing out of you here.
Piano.
Wow. And right, so your piano, and Ash, what did we say for you?
Bouzouki, I think.
Yeah, okay, bouzouki. Okay, great. And let me see, one more question, and then we'll do some live performances. So, Lara Sweeney Doherty says, chicken dance. I think that's referring to yourself, Paul, when we wanted to get a dance off you there. There's still time to redeem yourself, but don't feel any pressure. And someone asked here, I think I lost the question, do you guys like The Simpsons? That's an interesting question. Sive Rooney says, ask Paul, does he like The Simpsons?
Yes.
Okay. Do you like all The Simpsons, or do you like?
No, I've never been a person to go and like watch The Simpsons. Like, people have been like, I'm actually not one of those people that's like, oh, you know that part in The Simpsons when Bart goes, hey, it's me.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then everyone else.
That sounded like Barney.
Yeah, is that a direct quote?
And then
that was very good, actually. Jeez, you should voice on The Simpsons. Wow.
But then, everyone in the group always goes, oh, that's hilarious. And I'm just there like, I mean, I've watched a lot of Simpsons.
But that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I mean, like, there's so many people that use Simpsons as part of their, like, only humor. Do you know what I mean? Or, like, their social connection, which I totally get because it's been, like, whatever. But that's kind of a good thing. That says a lot about you, man. That's a positive thing, I think.
We're more, like, quoting Lord of the Rings type of people.
Well, there you go. There you go. You know what? We had like, a movie marathon of Lord of the Rings. We watched the extended versions and stuff. It's great, isn't it? Yeah. We started doing that now a little bit, Well, we stopped. We tried to do it. But then we just we tried the Harry Potters. I kept falling asleep towards the end of them. I just couldn't stay awake.
That's
too much.
We did Harry Potter last year, but we're at the moment. I've never watched 4 and 5 of Pirates of the Caribbean, and if I've seen those snippets, I'm like, what on earth is going on here?
I think they should have stopped it.
So we actually watched the second one last night.
Yeah.
And was it good?
Now I'm like, all right, and we're gonna try work out what actually is going on the latter ones.
Yeah. Brilliant. Let us know. Keep me posted.
We will.
But yes, I do like The Simpsons.
Brilliant. There you go. Well, that's all the answers, guys. We have time for BANYAH, Ash, and Paul. I looked at Paul and said Ash, and then I looked at But it's been a pleasure. It's been so nice to chat to you guys, and I look forward to chatting to you again. Best of luck with all your endeavours and all your projects. Do stay in touch. It'd be great to see everything you guys are coming up with. I'm getting totally excited for you. So we're going to leave you with 2 more songs by BANYAH. So enjoy, guys, and stay afterwards. We're going to announce our winner, of course, of the Patreon exclusive content, and each artist has performed a secret song as well for you guys, so you're going to get access to that, and all the details are in the description, of course. So I'm going to leave you for this performance from BANYAH. Enjoy, guys.
And we're going to play a few tunes for you today. And this next one is the only one that isn't actually ours. It's a cover, and it is called Shelter by a guy, 2 guys actually, MJ Cole and Bruno Major.
myself for all to see, but you flew straight over my shoulder. You were never looking at me, and you will never be my shelter. For wind, for rain, for ice and snow, for all the things that life will throw, I'll be a sanctuary. When you're not there for me, yeah, I'll be a sanctuary. 'Cause no one else will be, yeah. I'll roll my eyes into my head, so the silhouettes will show. I think I'll live in here instead. A dream where I can be in control. I can be alone with you and share a home with you, how it was always meant to be. Oh, we're growing older, two raindrops lost at sea. And you will never be my shelter. For wind, for rain, for ice and snow, for all the things that life will throw, I'll be a sanctuary.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks
for watching.
Thank you, internet. It's not quite pyramid stage Glastonbury, but all right, okay.
So the next song we're gonna do is the latest single that we released back last year, in the summer, I believe. And yeah, so this is Watch You Go.
Nice. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to us.
Yeah.
And thank you to everyone. deMars Entertainment, Kozak, David. What's his real name? No one really knows. But all the lads here on the cameras and on the sound and everything. And Tsunami Studios.
We're looking forward to seeing how Transmission TV takes off.
How it evolves.
Okay, just walk around.
Right, going to Jack's.
Shane, what's the story of that radio there?
Oh yeah. I'm a man out the back there and doing a bit of gardening. You know, it's coming into spring and one that has a place looking a bit good, you know.
Good man, yeah.
Okay guys, and welcome back, and that was another skit by About Time Studios. Check out their YouTube page, they've got a lot of fantastic skits up there. And that was our final guest. It was Aisling and Paul Jarvis from the project BANYAH. I hope you guys enjoyed that set as much as we did, and as much as we did actually recording and bringing it all together. And just to give some credit to Sean, who did the audio mix for that one, and for all of the performances actually. And we also had Keto that did the video edits as well. So the guys are putting in a lot of hard work to make everyone sound and look great. There's always a big team behind projects like this. So I'm very happy to and honoured to be allowed to do something like this in the fantastic Tsunami Studios, I have to say. So it's absolutely brilliant. So guys, just to let you know, we obviously have this competition we're going to close off with, so do stick around, and you can put in your answers now if you want, and we'll be looking out and check out in the comments section. And the question is, how many technicians were there on the day of Transmission Festival on the 1st of August 2020? Throw in your answers now, throw in your number, even if it's way off, don't worry, throw in your number now. And we're going to pick someone from the comments, and you guys are going to receive a 1-month exclusive membership to a load of free content on our second tier Patreon. And you guys, to actually see what's actually there, you can check out in our description, and you'll be able to actually see all the stuff that we offer. Some of it is, of course, the secret song, which is the highly sought after song, the very rare song that each artist has recorded for us. When they came in to record a couple of weeks ago, and only you will have access to that song. So you'll have access to everyone that has come in, and also you'll get some backstage footage and backstage stuff of us just having a bit of a laugh, having a bit of crack. So it's a great little exclusive package. I really recommend you when you guys check it out. So brilliant. So I think we've got something here from our producer. Just make sure, guys, if you just want to throw in the numbers right now. Oh, it's getting exciting. Who's going to win? Who's going to get it? Brenro Pi Technicians. That's very smart. You can't 3.14 and so forth. I don't know, Bren. It's close. It's close, man. It's close. All right. Let's see who our winner is. Michael Arbeiter, I feel like Viking Promotions might have an advantage here. You'd think so. You would think so. Now we're saying not including myself, not including the presenters, and not including the artists, okay? So it's a little bit trickier. Michael Arbeiter, 18.1. Okay, I guess the 0.1 is probably myself, right? All right, so our winner is Tommy Cullen. All right, Tommy, congratulations, brother. Another fantastic musician, guys. I do recommend you check him out. By the way, Viking Promotions there in the chat was our presenter for the night for the day of Transmission Festival. Jamie Chikar with a 17, unlucky brother. Michael Arbeiter, unlucky. And Rebecca, how did you guess 18? What's going on? You were there. You were there. There was actually a photo up there as well, but it included some people that weren't in the tech crew. So fair play to you. Tommy Cullen, you'll be in touch with some exclusive content, man, and you will be the first person to see all of this exclusive material that we are releasing. So congratulations, brother, and fair play to you. Yeah, good stuff. So we're coming to the end of our show, guys, and we're going to do one last thing. We're going to open the phone lines, and we're going to let somebody, any of you guys, to phone in and just kind of chat to us while we're live here. So this is probably going to be the biggest mistake I'll ever do on live show is actually allow somebody to call in, because you just don't know what's going to happen. But I trust you guys. I think these are fantastic people. These are an amazing support. I really trust my community and trust the comment section. You guys are legends. I recognize some of you from Michael Arbeiter, of course, you know, from being a huge support. So we've got a call from a private number. Let's see who this is on the line. So hello, how's it going? Who's this?
Hello, it's Jimmy. Is this called back the Mars bar?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, how's it going?
It is. Well, I took a bite out of your bar and I didn't like it tonight. This is Jim calling from RTE. How dare you put on such a great show tonight with so many fantastic guests and interviews. Are you paying your TV license, are you?
Of course. No, of course I am. Yeah. Who's this? Sorry, what's your name?
I'm Jim here. I'm head of productions of RTE. Yeah.
Okay.
I was watching the show and I was bitterly disappointed with how good it was, to be honest with you now. And you didn't contact me about this show and I didn't give it the go-ahead. Yeah, I didn't know. See, I wasn't aware I was supposed to contact you. Well, everyone has in relation to anything transmitted across the internet. You'll be watching Home and Away, do you? At home, do you?
Do you know what? I haven't watched it in quite a while. I don't watch TV. You see.
Well, listen, I just want you and all of your fantastic producers there to know that I'm going to be sending my very own TV license to all your houses in the morning, and think that you can pretend there's nobody in, but there's no ways to get into your house. And I'm just sick of how good this show it was tonight, and it's really boiling my blood, if I'm honest about it.
Okay, but we're on YouTube though. It's different than TV, right? It's not the same thing.
I don't care if it's YouTube or BookTube or Bebo or it's all the same to me. You have to get in contact. You can't be putting on such a good show and then making me look bad in front of everybody. Now, when I have to go into work tomorrow, I'm going to say, how come this chap can put on a show like that by himself with his producers, and I have to spend 50,000 of my budget to put a show on like that?
Okay, I see your point. Okay, well, do you know what I'll do? I'll put out a message and make sure we all pay our TV license, okay?
Well, sure, you'll be seeing us tomorrow morning, the lot of you, and I'm sick of the fantastic music as well you had on, so they'll be also getting business.
Okay. No problem.
Just so you know.
All right, okay.
Hang up on me.
Okay, bye. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, well, I wasn't expecting that, guys. Wow, that's a little bit...
I was having a laugh, man.
Do you think that was real? That was real, wasn't it? That was legit. That was legit. Someone calling from RTE,
here, man.
looking for.
We're all legit. It's all good.
Looking for TV licenses. Like, I mean, we're on YouTube here, guys. Do you know what I mean? This is YouTube. You don't need TV for YouTube. Like, I don't know what's going on there. I think that might have been a crank call. I don't know. I'm still not. You just don't know sometimes when you have the lines open like that. And do you know what? It's a shame because, you know, I was going to have this as a permanent segment at the end of the show, but obviously, you know, I can't do that if you know, you got somebody from RTE maybe calling in or somebody taking the piss. You just don't know. So sorry about that, guys. I hope that didn't scare you or make you feel uncomfortable at all. You know, it's just, you just don't know sometimes when somebody calls in. So guys, listen, this is it. This is Transmission TV for you. I've been your host, Kozak deMars. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you've enjoyed our very first episode. We're going to be back every 2 weeks. So on the 16th of April and the 30th are our next two confirmed shows at 7 p.m, between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Irish time. My guests today were Nathan Mack and Aisling and Paul Jarvis from BANYAH. And their links are below in the description, guys. And do follow our YouTube channel. Subscribe even, and you'll be notified of any upcoming videos. All of the videos that you've seen on this live stream will be re-uploaded again in a really good quality, better quality than what you're seeing from the stream. So do subscribe to us, and congratulations to Tommy Cullen, of course, for winning our 1 month exclusive content pass. And if you guys want to check that out and would like to consider contributing to the show, you are more than welcome to check that out in our description on our Patreon or Subscribestar. Of course, you know, there's no need to do that. Of course, we are back every 2 weeks. It's free to watch the show as well, so don't feel obliged to have to do that, guys. So thanks so much. I just want to say a big thanks, of course, to Keto up here. There he is.
Lads, we need the pennies, man. I'll be outside with a hat like I need them. Where this is so hard to do. Please.
Keito's putting in a lot of hard work. There he is.
Like Dave, I'm going to beg you for money.
Keito's going to beg us for money. So, well.
Thank you very much, lads.
Awesome.
I have to pay this guy over here. He's doing work too.
There's Keito. We have the lads from Tsunami Studios as well to thank. Just being absolute legends and helping us with this process and just being on the same sort of wavelength. You know, it's amazing working with these guys, and obviously, you know, there's a lot of skill in the room. Which I don't know what I'm doing here with them all, or what they're doing with me here with all that skill that they have in their pockets. But much respect to them. Really do respect to Adam, Sean, and Keith for just really adding that high quality to the whole show. I mean, it's amazing. You know, look at this. I'm sitting behind a bleeding desk. We have bleeding couch here with a fern. And can you show that on the camera? Can you show that fern and light? I mean, look at the quality here. Look at this stuff, guys. Look at this stay. Look at this setup. Look at that. Look at that thing. That looks bleeding Greek or something. And then you have this lovely stuff over here. We have a lovely couch with some nice cushions.
See you, my ma.
Courtesy of Keito's Ma. Shout out to Keito's Ma for supplying all this stuff. You know, and this massive desk, which I bought in Loughlinstown only like 2 days ago. So fair play to the seller.
Who went and got that for you?
Keito drove me out there. I haggled it down for 40 quid. It was 55. We got it on the day. It's amazing, like what you can really achieve with a good team of people. So thanks so much, guys, for staying tuned in. I hope I didn't miss anything. Keito, what do you think? Can we finish up here, or is there anything else I should mention?
Good. We can go, lads, and please tune in next 2 weeks.
Yeah, next 2 weeks.
After that, and we're going to try and see how long we can go with it.
16th of April, and yeah, stay.
Some really good acts coming in.
We actually have some great acts. Should we divulge what acts are? Do you know what? We won't say anything on air, but do follow us and click the bell button on YouTube and click the priority button on Facebook and Instagram to get notified straight away, guys, of all of the artists that are going to be coming through our doors, and also any competitions that will be coming up as well. So we're going to be including loads of competitions and great content as well. Keito, did you want to say something there?
One of the things I would say just about the
here we go.
The secret song stuff we were talking about, I would say that some of the secret song stuff has been actually pretty good. So
yeah,
people do want to tune in on the Patreon to get that as an exclusive. So good. Back to you, Dave.
Good call, and I totally agree. The secret song stuff is fantastic, and big shout out to all the artists for allowing us to sort of have a song that's sort of behind a paywall. So much respect to the artists for allowing us to do that, and of course, you know, that goes towards our show, which we are looking to expand, and it's all in the name of independent artists, independent music, independent artists. And yeah, listen, I'm Kozak deMars, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Have a fantastic weekend. Have a great, good Friday, of course. What a day to land a premiere episode on. And we'll see you all very soon. Take care.